What's up, guys? Jeremy Clark here. We're going to do a little trade breakdown and testing out the live screen share inside of Discord. I'm going to mute out my headphones because I can hear myself talking here. So I may not be able to hear you guys if anyone checks in, but I do have the chat open. So feel free to hit me up in chat. All right, so moving right along, I want to show you a trade that Malak did this morning, and I'm just going to run over to Twitter and pull it up. So Malak and I did the same trade this morning, and I just want to take a look at what he posted here. Let's see, Malak. By the way, I hope I'm saying your name right. Let's go here. Sorry guys, this will be just a second. I had everything pulled up earlier, and then the microphone fell on the ground, and I got disconnected, and I had to restart everything, and it was brutal. So I'm just getting started here. There we go. Okay, so this would be Malak's trade this morning, and I believe he said this was a weekly R3 breakdown, and he ran it to, he's got it listed right here. Floor pivot R2 rejection, which is very close to the R3 weekly. He shorted 45, 41, 25 and covered at 45, 29. And you can see that right here. There was a big volume peak right here, and this corresponded to the R2 floor pivot and the R3 Camarilla weekly pivot. Okay, and it looks like he covered right near this peak of the volume profile here. So moving over to my trade, where we did pretty much the same exact thing. Sorry, let's get TradingView pulled up here. This is an example of it over here on the right, and I can just blow this up while we're waiting for TradingView. So this is the trade I took this morning. This purple line was about 4541. I plotted last night based off a previous consolidation range, and I was expecting a retest. Let's see if I can pull that up here so you can see it. There it is. So this range right here was from 1 or 2 sessions ago, and it was in a downtrend. Price was coming down, and you can see it formed up against this volume peak right here, the profile peak, and it dipped under VWAP. So I ran a volume profile on this, just a fixed range profile on this section right here, from this end to this end, and it gave me this purple VPOC, which I then extended out. There's 1 session. There's 2 sessions. 3 sessions later, boom, look where it hits, 4541. So I was kind of counting on this since this was a level that was shorted previously. And I'm going to pull up TradingView now so we can take a look at that and just show you what I was thinking here. So again, here is the consolidation range. You can see the volume profile that I did on it. Let's get a little arrow going here. So this would have been the value area high, this orange yellow line, value area low, this orange yellow line. This blue line or this purple line would be roughly the VPOC of just this consolidation. And I'm going to pull up the open interest here because I had the open interest turned on. There it is. And so you can see that there was still some orders in here waiting to get filled. So even after this thing dropped, and you notice there was a big lack of open interest in this low volume area right here, but there were still some orders sitting here waiting to get filled, and I assume that those were short orders, you know, or profit stops if this thing were to turn around and go long. And then there were orders, open interest sitting down here, and this is the value area high from yesterday's session. So this would have been a really good target to go short. Anyway, so I followed this consolidation VPOC over to today's session, and I waited for it to come and hit my level. I'm going to switch this to, by the way, you can see this is the R2 floor pivot level. This is what Malak was watching and shorted from. I'm going to switch this over to the weekly cams. Because I got a really nice, very clear reversal at R3. And you can see that on the 30-minute. That was a real clear reversal. Look at all this open interest. This was the weekly Camarilla sell level. And this right here was the VPOC retest. And so this is where I entered short at this purple line, and I shorted back to VWAP. And you can see it did go past VWAP a little bit, and there was a lot of consolidation and messiness that happened in here. And then it bounced and it came right back up. But that's where I went short. And that worked out really nicely. I'm just going to switch over to the 1 minute. I want to show you what I was seeing here. So looking at the VWAP bands. This first upper VWAP and then the second upper VWAP, this right here on the 1 minute was a pretty good short signal. You can see there's a lot of tails and wicks, actually wicks, overhead wicks happening here. And so when we got that good 1 minute candle and then that second 1 minute candle confirmation, price started to break R3. This is where I got in, and I wrote it down to VWAP. I exited here, and I held a runner on these guys, and my runner exited, I think, here or here. I didn't get too much. I had added a second account of MES, and I just kind of protected profits, and I think I got stopped out somewhere in here. Okay, I'm going to switch over to SPX because I also ran a couple puts, and I just want to show you what the difference was in SPX. Let me just double check that this is on, yeah, floor pivots. So I was watching the floor pivots on SPX, and this gray shaded area is the, this is the IB range, the initial balance. And so I started to see this SPX having trouble and getting a lot of volume and struggling right here at the top of IBH. And so once I got this second candle, this is where I got confirmation on my ES trade. And this is also where I entered 2 puts of SPXW. I rode one down here as long as it was kind of underneath the furthest VWAP band. And this is where I exited the first one. I left a runner, and then I just ended up closing it out because it was in fact going back over the VWAP band. And you can see it's right near the bottom of IB. You can see we're underneath R3, so it's a good short level. And it basically went R2 to R1, if you want to get real technical with it. But I was watching IB, so for me it was IB to, you know, the bottom of IB where it started to break back upwards into the VWAP band. Cool, I think that about covers it. I'm just going to drop over to Bookmap and show you what that looks like. And so you can see this is where I went short, and you can see we're starting to get back. It's now come back to it. It's now retesting it. Um, this was my original target. This is where I exited. This would also be the upper VWAP band that I showed you in TradingView. And just want to show you the CQC quotes column and what's happening here. This is my Bookmap setup. I know some of you have been curious about that. So this is the number setting of the quotes counter, and at a single glance I can tell you right now that this is an uptrend because it's lacking sell or buy orders up here on the bid. As long as this 463 keeps getting added to, price will continue to be in an uptrend, and it's going to try to fill this liquidity void right here. And this is actually an open interest void. So you can see there's plenty of sellers and there's buyers here underneath. We may be running out because this is a key level and may be running out of gas here, but 465 is a pretty high number. I usually look for something like lower than 65, like a 2 or a 4 up here to signal it's kind of running out of buyers. As you can see, it's got 1,000 underneath, 1,015, 1,496. It's got a lot of buyers still. You've got blue market orders coming in, hitting the bid. Hitting the ask. And but over here, this is the same thing. This is the session quotes counter histogram. And you can see it is kind of running out of buyers. This green bid line, there's not a lot of buyers here. There's still some sellers, but the buyers are running out. So this area right here, it says 465, which is about 45.40, which again is the previous key level that we shorted from earlier. That's the level it's kind of struggling here. It's trying to move past it. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. You can see there is some liquidity up here at 45.50, which that had me intrigued. That's been there all session. You can see it was pulled and it was added back. So that could just be a control. Looks like price is rolling over right at that same level, 4542. So this may be a key short level. I'm not really interested in shorting here because it's already been tapped, so it's no longer a fresh level. Just looking at the volume profile here, let's see if I can open that up a little bit and switch it to the session. Yeah, it looks about the same. So there's a low volume node underneath that could act as support, and this could continue to push through, or it could break down and start moving down to the next supports. And okay, now see there's a 3, so that ran out of buyers above 465. That's what I look for towards the end of a run. And you can see it's starting to flip down now. Price is starting to head into this section here. If it gets into this thinner section on the ask and it's a thicker section on the bid, that's going to confirm a downtrend. The further this gets down in this column, the more it's an obvious downtrend. Right now it may be consolidating, it's in the middle, but it looks like it's reversing pretty hard here. Just taking a look at the delta, we have a lot of sellers up here, 46, 38. There's a lot of buyers down here, but their buyers are getting pulled. So it looks like people are adding and subtracting buy orders down here. I have this time of sale set to 30, so this is filtering for 30 lot contracts or more, just to give me a general idea of what the big deep pockets are doing. And since we're running down, this might be a good time to check in with the DOM. So over here, this is just like a zoomed in view of what's happening. And you can see price is, if I'm looking at the point and figure chart here, price kind of almost made it up to 45.41, and it fell off. So if it loses this VWAP band, then it's a pretty good chance it's a mean reversion, and it could head back down to 45.29 again. Sometimes price does that, just bounces up and down in the same range. Over here I have my bid column. And you can see when these numbers are coming in red, it means that buyers are buying, but they're buying at lower and lower prices. So each time they buy, it's actually having the effect of pulling price down. Sorry, I think I have that backwards. These are your sellers. Okay, so sellers The purple lines are when they're actually selling below the bid, and that could be people protective stops, people getting out. Over here you have the buy orders, and it's moving kind of slow. Looks a little balanced to me. I'm looking at these numbers here: 82 to 68, 56 to 68. Kind of looks more like a consolidation here. It's not really clear if this thing is going to continue south or not, but it is kind of at a level where it needs to decide right here at 4536. Just looking at the DOM, again, it's kind of balanced. You can see prices right in the middle. We've got about 1,000 sellers. We've got about 1,000 buyers. There's not too much of an imbalance. You can see there's some low volume nodes on the ask side here. These are areas that haven't really been filled with buyers recently. So sellers, bears are in control until buyers step in right here. And don't see a lot of that happening. We got 54 to 2, so sellers are still kind of in control at the moment. So over here I have the MES DOM, and I have this filtered for 4 ticks, so I can really get a kind of a zoomed out view of what's happening. And you can see we've got 1,300 buyers, 1,100 sellers. Still looks kind of balanced to me. Could be flipping around. There's starting to be more buyers down here and fewer sellers up here. That could be a liquidity void. Here we've got the recon tape. Looks like sellers are in control. I'm going to pull up the auction vista and just show you that. So yeah, you can see sellers have really been heavy up above. We've got a bunch of liquidity voids down here. These can fill, or these can act as support. There's a lot of support right here at 4535, and if price rolls over and makes a new lower low, that kind of pattern is a really good indication. If it doesn't make it past 4540 a second time, then it'll plummet, and it'll want to fill these liquidity voids. And you can see this circle here represents absorption. So all these buyers came in on volume, and it didn't go anywhere. That's the blue represents as buyers. Down here you've got sellers coming in on volume, and so that's kind of sellers absorption happening here. So this is kind of a consolidation. You can see it's kind of stuck between two big white liquidity areas. So 4535 and 4540. Again, I'd like to see it lose 4539 for a possible short entry. I'm not going to go short now because we're a little bit later in the session, and I've already traded, and I don't want to chance anything. And this could just be sideways, but at the moment it looks heavy to the sellers. Sellers may be making their stand right here at 4540 as they did earlier, or the bulls may be trying to make a comeback here. Looking at the cumulative delta, you can see it's tapering off, but this could change to the upside. Volume looks kind of low. You can see there's some volume spikes in here, so this really could represent, as far as I'm concerned, this is an ending volume until it gets past 4540. Otherwise, it's just struggling. Dropping back to look at the DOM, just see what's happening on the point and figure chart. And again, price is trying to hold that 4537 level. And this actually looks kind of like a trap here. If this is a bearish order block at 453850, if that is indeed a bearish order block, then price may come back up and test it. And if it tests this line and loses it again, that would be a good bearish indicator. But you can see there's quite a bit of consolidation right here. So this is really a key line for the bulls to hold, to push higher. And it needs to stay up above in this view up line right here. Okay, just looking over everything again, you see there's 1,100 bulls, 900 bears, Little bit of an edge to the bulls. This area right here is starting to fill in with market orders, and we're starting to see some voids on the sell side. So maybe sellers, bears are losing strength. Looking at the zoomed out view, again we got 1,500 bulls, 800 bears. So looks like the bulls are starting to make their stand, and there's the level holding. I think we're going to go back and test 4541 again. Just to kind of show you at the end, just for fun, let's make sure I'm in sim. I am in sim. I'm going to run a trade off this just to show you guys what that looks like. I'm going to close out my market orders so it's all fresh, and let's just watch the level here and see if this is holding. Looks like it is, so I'm going to enter a trade.
Order filled.
And let's put a reasonable 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Order submitted.
Stop loss. Actually, I want to put it below. I don't want to get stopped out here, so let's put it below 4536. This might be a little bit larger of a stop loss than I would normally use, but I'm curious if this is going to hold here. So running one single contract. Looks like this might be an area to get out. There's a lot of sellers right there. So I'm going to go ahead and put a profit order right there.
Order submitted.
And I don't really want to sit through much of a drawdown. So let's just see what happens here. Are we going to retest it? So looking at the auction vista, watching the tick chart, we got a double bottom right here. And this looks like this level is starting to hold. It's starting to make a little edge. It's retested this point. If this starts to break higher, then it's going to make another run at 45.40. So I'm actually going to move my profit up now, just watching what this is doing. I think 4542 would be a reasonable stop at this point. This is the previous area, so just watching to see, are we going to break here? Looks like it's trying to go. I'm going to move my stop up to the bottom of what I'm seeing in the bid and ask column. So we've got about a $65 stop loss on this, I guess. Maybe I'll pull it one down just for safety. So I'm watching right here, you've got 133 sellers to 30 buyers. But that buy column is filling up. So, I'd watch in here. It looks like buyers are really coming in 143, 149, 150. I'm just going to show you how to set something here. So for the bid depth, I want to see what the order sizes are here. Let's go with 89. I want to highlight 89 and ask depth 89. So I'm just highlighting orders over the size of 89. Looks like maybe even 80 would be a reasonable thing to highlight, just so I can see like where price is really stacking. And it looks like it's holding right here at 4538, which was, again, that was a previous key high of day where it broke down. So it really needs to break this line, 4539. And you can see some sellers just came in pretty heavy at that line. There's some icing happening right here. I'm going to switch back over to Thinkorswim and just see what the quotes column is telling me. There is some consolidation happening here. There's not a huge difference. It looks like we're getting towards the upper side of the bid, and there's a 3 lot sitting at 45.40. So I want to see those start growing and these start shrinking and pulling. Watching the volume dots right here, you can see there's some support at 45.37. A lot of resistance at 4540. So it's going to have to really make a push to break through that. kind of tough to tell right now if it's got the strength to do it or not. This low volume node could act as support, or it could just rush right through it. So again, this is kind of like mid-session volume. I'm not getting a lot of direction here. So let's go ahead and switch back to the DOM and take a look. Yeah, it looks like it's going to come back down and retest. 453702. There's a little bit of volume right here at 102. Could act as a magnet and get pulled back to it. I'm kind of looking to see if this VWAP line holds. So 453650, I'd have to go down to 4536 to see if that holds, but I don't think it's going to. Yeah, price is coming down now. See if we have buyers stepping in. They're fighting back. Looking over here, you can see there are more buyers than sellers on the zoomed out DOM, so there's a chance that they could fight back here. I'm just watching these two columns, looking to see what market orders are getting thrown in, and also watching to see if this held bid right here, if this holds up. It's definitely going to pull price to it, but is price going to get pushed past it into here, or is it going to bounce off of that? Right now, the market orders on the bid are looking pretty heavy. The sell orders are looking pretty heavy. Buy orders are looking pretty thin. Yeah, we're already at our previous stop loss. I just want to see if this VWAP band holds. Because if it holds, price can start to actually trend in this channel. There's a pretty strong support right there. So let's see what happens. Again, I'm watching this 102. I'm looking for the orders to start stacking up on the bid column, looking for orders to get pulled on the ask, and looking for market orders to come in heavy right in here. Looks like they're fighting back. And we are about to get pushed into profit, which would be cool. Just waiting to see if they have the strength. It'll probably come back and retest it again. I don't know, we'll see. I'm thinking as I'm getting towards the end of this video, I may have to cut it short just because I don't want it to run too long and eat up all my memory. For some reason, the videos don't turn out too well if I go longer than so many minutes. So I am probably going to cut this short here. Let's just take a look at Discord and see where we're at. Okay, it looks like I didn't get anybody to join in, but that's okay. Moving over here. Mentions, main. Okay, so Malak did try to join in. And, okay. So, I'm going to go ahead and cut this video short here. I'm going to flat out these trades. There's not really much reason to let it run since it's in simulation. Gosh, even in simulation it's hard to close out a trade. Isn't that funny? Alright, I'll just let this run as I close everything up. And thanks for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit me up. You're welcome to join our premium tier futures Discord channel. Hit me up on Twitter at PhilsJackson, and I can send you an invite link if you'd like to join us and trade during the day. Alright, I will check in with you guys later.